Ser'Darius Blain, welcome to Thick Threads.
What the fuck is wrong with you right now?
That was such a weird intro.
I know.
I had to give like everything. You know, this is not just he's not just a regular person.
Not at all.
I'm the founder, Ser'Darius Blain. I'm an actor and a producer. You may recognize me from movies like Jumanji, American Underdog, and shows like Fox's The Big Leap, but my main focus and my biggest passion is travel and hospitality.
Kind of like a James Bond style of
exactly.
He's building a James Bond style brand right now.
That is right there.
My cheekbones ain't pronounced enough. And I used to have a jawline, and I don't no more, so I can't do that anymore.
It's just a beard.
I appreciate the compliment.
I'm sure if you shave the beard off, we'd see the jawline.
Yeah, man. Eat one less donut a week. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, so you have a laundry list of things that you are the head of. Can you tell us everything?
Man, I'm the head of the procrastinators committee. I'm a guy with a lot of ideas that has insomnia and wants to save the world at the end of the day. That's what it is. So it parlays itself into a lot of different friend groups, a lot of different connections, and a lot of different interests as well. A lot of things interest me in life. So I think it's better to try something than regret it. So I started things that I wanted to start that feed my soul and that feed the people around me.
Okay. Now, I first met...
Let's give him a proper intro. Let's give him a proper intro. We got actor, we got professor, acting coach, producer, and founder of Top Shelf Getaways.
Top Shelf Getaways.
You gotta give him some drum roll here.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Did I leave anything out?
Quite a bit.
Father.
Yeah.
You invited us on a trip.
A big trip.
Yes, I did.
And it was lit.
Medellin, Colombia.
Hey, come
It was so good
I was wondering
that
how
I
you were gonna
wrote
transition.
some bars.
Oh, what?
Bars.
I was just waiting, like, how is she going to transition into this?
And that was pretty good, yeah?
No. The trip
thought
was
that
so
was a
good, I wrote
decent-
some bars.
Hey.
Is the bars
I thought that
about
was a
Caught me
Colombia?
by surprise.
Right, I
Yeah.
thought
The
that
bars
was
are
a
about
decent-
Colombia?
It was smooth.
Yes, I
yeah.
slid.
Let's
I
Okay.
didn't
let's
even
hear
know
it.
you're right. You're
On
right.
my back like a JanSport. Just came from Colombia, but I ain't got no transport. Out here with Top Shelf Getaways. Come chill with us, because we don't fuck with strays.
Boom.
That's what you pushed to put in the beginning of the show.
We do fuck with strays. Whoever you are, come on. We'll take you.
No, once we get to know them, they come
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
trip.
yeah.
They ain't no strays.
That's
you
true.
know?
Your family in the first day, man.
Yeah.
Your family in the
Ooh.
first day.
How you
Yeah.
feel about them bars, Ser'Darius?
Be honest.
I mean, hey, I am grateful that you are brave and you go after the things that inspire you.
And did.
That was
Yeah.
wholesome. The bars needed a passport. They were left at the gate. When
Keep going.
Huh?
The bars needed a
That was not a
passport.
rap.
It was-
No,
oh,
no,
I
no,
thought
no.
he started.
Okay,
He
so-
sometimes joins in
On our
with my
back
bars.
like a JanSport.
Exactly. You felt that.
That was kind of
Had
cool.
Came
the
from
drinks at
Colombia.
the Gansevoort.
Ooh,
Ooh, what's
let's
that?
go.
I don't even know what that is.
Taking off from Miami Port.
This is better than yours. This is
That's
crazy.
okay. I'm
Bad
okay
one
with
I
that.
want aboard. Hey.
Ooh.
I needed to. Hey. Ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen.
we starting off with some heat. All right, so Top
You don't grow
Shelf.
up in the hood and not get at least a bar or two. Come on,
Okay.
man. You need that to survive.
Come on, Pat. Let me hear what you got.
I have to rap now too.
You
See what
rap
did?
so easily. Let's go.
We were in Medellin without a car. We pulled up boss status like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, they did. Hey.
That's bare minimum. Bare minimum. Just here's my bar.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And now we could jump into why we here. We here to talk about Top Shelf Getaway. You founded this company what year? This was a minute ago.
2020, during the pandemic.
2020. Okay, so with this thing, you are basically traveling around the world. You're inviting people to come with you, and it's not just turning up. You have other elements like, there's spiritual. I think you're about to do like a more spiritual trip. You have people coming from the Forbes list to talk business and to, it's basically everybody there isn't just there to have fun. They're there to like progress their lives in some type of way.
Damn, that's really well encapsulated. Let's write that down. And no, I don't have a percentage to pay you.
So
Yeah, I mean, we experienced it,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And so I kind of just want to hear like how it started and just maybe even like just like where you've been and how it's been going so far.
Right. How it started is always a strange sort of story of kind of calamity and desperation and missing each other. It was in the middle of the pandemic. Everybody was starved for affection, a connection, and to not feel like our lives were just standing in place for a moment in time. It was a very eerie, strange, ghost towny
it
sort of
was.
feeling.
Yeah.
And
No traffic in LA.
That was kind of scary. Downtown LA.
bro, I could
It
get from the
was-
valley to Santa Monica in
10
like 13
minutes.
minutes.
It was like The Walking Dead.
It was really weird, man.
It was.
And LA, I mean, anybody who's ever been to LA knows that LA is a social town, man. We probably hang out with 4 different friend groups twice a year, right? And everybody's sort of all over the place and doing a lot of different things. This is also still the Wild Wild West. It's a gold rush in every media industry that you're in. And I have a lot of friends in those worlds. And so in the middle of the pandemic, we were like, my friends know that I'm good for a Vegas trip. You've been on a Vegas trip or two with us. You know what I'm saying? Whoever the homies are around, like come pull up and we'll use our connections to make sure that it costs way less for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're supposed to do with that. If you're any type of popular or have any type of influence,
Right.
you should be using that influence to help better the lives of the people around you. It's good for people know me as a guy to come and take a break with. Come to brunch with me the one of the 3 times that I invite you this year. Because we
Right.
decided to go for a random brunch and then go to Highlight Room or whatever it is. And
Speaking of
I'll
brunch,
get around to some appetizers or whatever.
Speaking
So just
of
want to take care of your
brunch.
friends and stuff is how it started.
This man is a chef.
I didn't know that.
Chef.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We
lit.
forgot to add that into the
Yeah,
intro.
you told you didn't tell me to add that in. Chef.
Yeah,
What you be
Big
cooking?
chef.
Man, I'll tell you the truth. Food is probably my best superpower. I'm better at cooking than I am at acting, and I don't suck at that either. So, I've been cooking since I was like 5 years old, man. My mom put like a step stool in front of the stove and just got it cracking, literally. Taught me how to make eggs, and I was like, ooh, I want mine to be prettier. Ooh. You know what I mean? I learned how to make rice. And then but I cook everything. But everything it's pretty much European inspired foods with Caribbean flair to it. So there's a lot of curries and a lot of like deep sauces and, Scotch bonnet peppers and stuff like that sometimes. And then there's a bechamel and then there's a fondue and there's, you know what I mean? I'm a saucy guy. I like a lot of, saucy stuff,
The reason I brought it up is
but, yeah.
because that has been a part
Sorry,
of
no.
Top Shelf Getaways.
Yeah.
You
shouldn't travel to places that don't have good food.
Yeah.
Or
That's
you
a
shouldn't
big
at
part.
least take somebody with you that knows how to make good food. And that's why we take chefs with us sometimes to places that maybe I don't approve of the food of. I mean, I completely curate the entire vacation top to bottom for everyone because I want them to feel rich. I want them to feel fucking rich for a weekend or for, a week or whatever it is. I want them to feel fully like taken care of from top to bottom where they've been fed physically really good fine foods. They've been fed mentally because they're not around no dummies. You know what I mean? Our groups, again, we're not the you can't sit with us crew.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you sit with us, we should converse or we should connect, right? Everyone connects in a way on these trips. You'll have 50 people that all feel extremely interconnected to each other. You know what I'm saying? And now they're like, shit, I have a responsibility to a new friend now, you know? And it's hard to make friends as adults. So I wanted to create a social club where people can make friends and we can also see the world at the same time. You know, I got a bucket list. You know, tomorrow's not promised. My brother was shot and killed almost 9 years ago now. 10 days from now, it'll be 9 years. And he never got to see anything, you know? And I was like, damn, 30 years old is young, but it's not that young either these days. So like live. So I want to give opportunities for people to feel like they can live their life quarterly, you know, once every 3 months we do a different trip to a different international location. Then we do, you know, 2 local trips a year in California so people that don't have passports can feel like they had a vacation.
And that's
know?
One of those is your infamous yacht
The
party.
hashtag TSG white party.
The
white
white party.
weekend. Yeah.
We've been.
Yeah, that's when I met you. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that was wild.
That was fantastic.
It was like a vacation, man. you know?
Yeah.
So we've expanded it now. And now I have a partnership with the Marina Del Rey Hotel. They host the yacht party throughout the entire time. They block half their hotel for us and spaces. And then they allow the yacht to pull up in the backyard right there for us to go straight from the hotel onto the yacht. And then when we come back, you go to your room, switch up, change, and then come sit down at our white party dinner as well with, you know, dope DJs and performers. And Seven Streeters coming this year. We're talking to Bryson Tiller. You know what I mean? Like, we're not playing around. We want people to feel like they had a dope experience every time they come hang out with us, whether it's for a day or a week.
So, what would you say sets Top Shelf Getaways above any other like travel club? Like, what are the people getting different from Top Shelf Getaways?
Puts it on the top shelf.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a
what
good
Top Shelf speaks for
question.
ourselves.
Right.
For itself, you
well,
know.
I'll start by saying this. We're not above any travel group. And honestly, I would love to collaborate with every travel group, whether it be Travel Noir or, you know, Jet Quest X and all these different, you know, companies and all that. I would love to collaborate with them. Black and Tulum, Black Travelgram. I know all of them. Kemoy Martin. There's a bunch of really dope travel influencers and stuff that I would love to collaborate with too, because I think that there's power and synergy, and that is what sets us apart, is that we're a very synergistic group of people that are always looking to improve each other's lives, even on vacation when you're supposed to be relaxing and vegging out and stuff like that. People respect your space if you're in that mood. Like, that's partly taking care of you as well as me hearing where you are energetically. And I know that you need to be to yourself for a second or whatever it is. And I'll have people that'll be there and just come up to you 3 times a day and make sure that you ate something. That's it. And then they'll leave you alone, you know? So we have really smart, social, intellectual people that come on these trips. Everything from a housewife in Southern Indiana to somebody who, you know, works in the White House to somebody who plays for the Baltimore Ravens. They'll all be in the same place at the same time. And it might be the housewife from Indiana that's the fucking star of the trip, because everyone gives everyone their space and their time and their moment and their shine. And that's what sets us apart.
I'm going to say what I love about the Top Shelf Getaway trips and events that I've gone to.
You've been traveling with us for like 6 years now. You know that, right? 5 years? Before I even gave it a name. Yeah. But even during, when you came to Cabo, that was 2020.
That was my first trip.
Into our business then. Yeah.
The safety. That's my biggest thing.
With travel, especially international.
International. You make sure everything is safe. I have a very, very overprotective mother. Family. My family is extremely overprotective. And so if she doesn't hear from me for 2 hours, she's like frantic. Yeah. So telling her, oh, yes, I'm going to Colombia, you know, she was like, what? I'm like, no, but they have, you know, an entire like security team that's going
armed
to
security guards throughout the entire thing. Yeah.
And so the fact that even in Cabo, I just felt safe. Everywhere we've gone, I felt safe. And not even just safety in numbers, but additional safety measures that are put in place. And I think that's something that people kind of, I don't know if they undervalue, you know, when you're traveling abroad. Yeah. It's like, that's the one thing that can shift a trip.
It could keep people from
being
going.
Amazing. Yeah. To a nightmare. And so having the proper security allows you to enjoy your vacation.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to be looking over your back, for pickpocketers or, stuff
I
like that.
appreciate
Because
that.
you hear a lot of different, when we check the countries to see the
Americans
travel
are
warnings.
targets.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Americans
Yeah.
are targets. You're
Mhm.
rich to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And,
checking out
yeah.
that, it's
Kim Kardashian got robbed,
in Paris.
in Paris,
Dang,
yeah, for, million dollars of, I appreciate that you're saying that. That's really
Mhm.
dope. It's an element that I hadn't realized we had put so much focus on, but it was just me being overprotective too. First of all, I don't want to deal with your mama calling me and cussing me out
Because she
Right,
will.
right.
because
She will.
you were with me
Right.
Mhm.
and got lost. You didn't know you're with me and 100 other people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the responsibility's on me, and I understand that. And again, part of running a business too is taking full responsibility for things that are not even your fault.
Mhm.
But the safety element was important to me once I started seeing what the numbers were. I'm a big numbers guy, and the movie Moneyball really influenced my life a lot too, like play the numbers.
Mhm.
And I started realizing that our numbers were shifting from 60% women to 75% women at a point. My friends do cool things. Like my friends in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to feel protected. The guys too. Guys are getting kidnapped on vacation internationally
Crazy.
all the time.
Mhm.
Right.
Young, strong black men.
Mhm.
Friend of mine just got kidnapped as well and was hostage for like 5 months.
Oh.
Where?
He's 6'7".
Oh,
Big
No
boy.
way.
What?
What kind of van did they have?
What kind of guns did they have? What kind of, influence did you got to
Sheesh.
understand, you go to these other countries, bro, this is not your hood.
Right.
Uh-huh.
They'll unalive you and nobody will bat an eyelash.
Right.
They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw what happened in Aruba years ago with Natalie Holloway and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I watch these trends. There's a lot of young black women that are getting abducted on vacations and
Crazy.
stuff like that.
They
played
get
the-
followed.
Right.
Like
So
me being somebody who's like obsessed with forensic files and
Right.
and
that
all of
that
the,
doesn't help at all.
the crime
she
shows.
watching
Well,
the first 48.
no, it helps me
Yeah.
because I am more cognizant of my surroundings
Right.
from watching. Like I'm learning through,
Yeah.
these situations that we see happen, and a lot of stuff happens abroad. And so, if you can provide safety
Right.
for people to be able to relax and
Yeah.
enjoy,
100%.
then
That's big.
that just makes
Hey.
it.
Shout out to my head of security, Omar Jean Luis.
Mhm.
He's gun certified. He is first aid certified. He works at a hospital in real life, and he's a big, strong, fair person. We don't have asshole security either on our stuff where it's like, damn, you're taking away from the party. It's like
Right.
bad
Right,
rep.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Party pooper.
So we have people that are there that feel like family, that feels like your big bro is looking out for you the whole time.
Mhm.
We want people to come, let loose. We have NDAs in place so people can. And again, the NDAs is to protect, again, that mom from Southern Indiana and that NBA player, whatever. Everybody comes on the trip, and the first thing we say on day one is we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. So be ladies and gentlemen to each other. From the respect and the way that you guys interact with each other. If you do decide that you guys are feeling romantic vibes for each other on the trip, just make sure everybody's in good communication. We don't have no weird ass situations.
Right.
I don't want to be involved in it.
Right.
Right.
Okay? Whatever y'all do in your private time, do in your
Have
private
at
time,
it.
but make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So there's no aggressive behavior going on. And also, if I'm hanging out with you and y'all are playing pool and blah, 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 and I go to wherever our ice chest is or whatever to get a beer or something, grab him one too. I've turned people around for that. I don't give a fuck you paid $3,000 to come here. Treat each other kind. Serve
Yeah.
each other throughout the whole thing. While we serve you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it really, I've taken 1,500 people out of the country in a 4-year span, a less than 4-year span, and never had one argument amongst guests.
Wow.
Because they're outdoing each other to treat each other kinder and to connect deeper. It becomes competitive in a positive sense, So it's a really dope element that ends up coming along. And then there's the buddy system. No 2 people can even leave our group at one time. It has to be 3. So the 3 of us would have to go together. I don't care that it's me as a grown 6'5", 250-pound man. You still have to have 2 people go with you. I don't care if it's 2 girls. Just strengthen numbers. And so we show presence and we give presents. When we walk in, that maitre d' I've been talking to for the last month and setting up this reservation, we walk in and we tip them $100 before we even start or whatever. And then so everybody in our group ends up doing it. Everybody gives $3 or whatever it is, you know, even on the slick. And I'm like, yo, gratuities are included. But like, no, he was nice to me personally.
That's dope.
So we create really good friendships with the places like Rosa Negra and, you know, that owns Taboo as well and Tantra and all that stuff. The Rosa Negra group in Mexico has been really, really cool with us. You know, all the different, you know, hotels, the Hilton brands and the Marriott brands, they've been really good to us. But we make sure we give back into the well that we're drawing from. You know what I'm saying? And we create great positive experiences for the whole staff. They all made a little bit of money this weekend. All the people were, you know, our groups are good tippers. They're kind people. They try to learn a sentence or two in your language too.
Absolutely.
You know, you help teach each other how to travel too. There's people who are getting their first passport stamps on a lot of these trips. And so they're like peeping game from each other on how you move through an airport even. You know, that's it's a thing that's learned. You do it a lot so you don't realize that you've learned a certain decorum and behavior as we're passing through, you know, the Thailand airport, you know, or as we're passing through the, you know, Colombian Medellin airport and stuff like that. So giving a certain reverence and respect is the way that we walk around too as a part of our travel club. And so we don't have issues to places that people would normally have issues, but we also have armed security all the time. So there's that.
That's crazy.
I
just had a quick question because it feels like one thing that is very unique to Top Shelf is the mix of people. I think that you put like a emphasis on having, you know, anybody can come, but when you're there, it's full of people you recognize. You know, it's not necessarily like weird, you know?
Right.
And I know that with Black people specifically, it's hard traveling with a big group of people because you got like you said, there's no arguments. That's crazy to me because there's always like arguments, people trying to do different things. There's always like, you know, you're kind of balancing egos. So how was it like coming to that point where you had, you know, sort of just like people who signed up and they're able to have a super chill time and, you know, they look over and there's 7th Street or you look over and there's Jeremiah, but nobody's fanning out, nobody's being weird, the artists aren't being like bougie, they're just talking to anybody. Like that doesn't seem like something that just happens.
Yeah. You know why though? It's because everybody on these trips thinks they somebody.
So they don't.
If everybody is somebody, nobody is nobody. You know.
You understand? I had the top optometrist in the fucking country. I had the head of the Cucamonga school board. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I have a guy who's number 98 in the world on the fucking golf. I have, you know, the head maitre d' in LA got more power than all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's social structures that are like, I have the woman who's teacher of the year every year in DC. Every year she is teacher of the year. You have to understand how competitive education is in that area too. You have people that are trying to become the head of the board of education and stuff over there. You understand? So these are coming from like the best of the best. You know, everybody's somebody, and reminding them that and making them all feel that way makes them feel like they're equals.
And if you have an ego, you're not gonna fan out in front of people. You're gonna be like,
but you also then what's been cool about that, and I'm glad that you pointed out is, you know, I dip my toe on both sides. I forget sometimes on these trips. I have people stopping me in Mexico like, hey, can I get a picture? I forget. So these are my friends and friends of friends, 1 or 2 degrees of separation away. So everybody doing something. My life exists in 2 completely different worlds. Most of my close personal friends are not actors or anything industry even adjacent. They're teachers and trainers and, you know, they're everyday people. So they're used to coming to my house for a barbecue and like, you know, Anthony Davis is there or whatever it is. But the most odd couples will always be formed because there's still a commonality amongst all the people that I know and that know each other. There's like everybody's pretty chill. Everybody's pretty calm. And again, they do have too much pride and ego to ever fan out over anybody because they feel like even if they're not there yet, wherever there is, that at a point they're going to be peers.
Right.
That's what everybody thinks. Oh, I'll see Denzel later. You know what I'm saying? That kind of mindset. Everybody's like, I'll see Braun later. We're going to do some business together. They really honestly feel that way. They believe it. And you have to. Yeah, that's what LA is. That's what the West Coast is. It's a confident knowing, but it's a chill under there. And so most people are kind of West Coast or West Coast adjacent. that established sort of the overall feel and vibe of what Top Shelf Getaways was. I wanted silent service that felt luxurious. You know, I wanted every time your drink is getting empty, somebody, even in the group, just fills it up.
Lord,
You know,
Lord.
Definitely the
I'm gonna say this. When it comes to traveling, I'm slightly bougie.
Slightly.
I'm slightly bougie.
Me too, slightly. Not as much as you, but slightly.
Well, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Because you set us up with some bougie experiences, which I love because it just makes everything run smooth. So just to expand on that, when we go to Top Shelf Getaway trips, we're staying in the top hotels. We're not just like, oh, it's not like Martin when he won the trip off the back of the cereal box and they dealing with raccoons in the room. Like, it's not like that. Like, you really put effort into making sure that your guests experience a luxury, unique experience and you have Afterpay now, right?
Yeah.
So you have Afterpay. Yeah, that's huge.
Big.
Afterpay.
So you can
Affirm.
So you can actually, book these trips in advance and experience luxury out of the country. Because I think a lot of people just, they're like, I want to go. So they'll get their coins together and just, do what they can to get out there and
won't be dropping off the closer you get.
Yeah. But you also want to be somewhere that you can like feel comfortable and walk out right on the beach, or your view is just spectacular.
I don't want to ever have to make a decision between like the experience or the hotel.
I hate that I missed
which one?
Antigua. Ooh. I hate that I missed that. Every day.
Man.
Every day.
I'm not even going to talk you off that ledge. Because that was amazing.
Oh, man. They just...
Shout out to Hodges Bay Resort.
Yeah. So you just really put a lot of effort and energy into making sure you get the top experience that you can get. Professionalism.
That's saying a lot coming from you. She drive a $200,000 car, y'all. She think my shit nice. There is a God. There is a God.
That's why I'm saying, like, it's so comfortable to. That's why when I told him about it, I was like, nah, it's gonna be luxury. Like, let's go. Like, we need to go.
That's because a good, reputation to have too.
Because we tripping and we're like we like to stay in like unique places. If it's not unique, it's luxury. It ain't no in between.
Right. That's me.
It's like we've stayed in caves.
We want to go stay in the tree houses in Dominican Republic. That's
I would love to stay in a tree house. He's
and
staying
that's
in tree houses.
Going to be a philanthropic endeavor too.
Are you staying in tree houses in Bali?
No. We're staying in a jungle resort. It's all like made from bamboo, but it's a one diamond resort as well.
That's crazy.
Come on.
We got just through relationships, because we paid for that. The shit would have just been over. It just wouldn't happen. Because the place we're going, and of course we revealed it upon booking, but the place that we're going is one of the most exclusive, beautiful places. It's supposed to have some of the best air in the world because of the elevation. It's got this beautiful mist that comes in every morning. It's going to be great for us meditating. It's going to be great for the prayer sessions. It's going to be great for people just sitting in silence, because that'll be a requirement throughout the first half of the day. And then 5 o'clock, we can go turn up. But every day in the beginning, it's eating properly for your blood type, is listening to a motivational speaker in a small group like Dr. Farah Gray or like Sean Kanan or like Natasha Graziano. We're reaching out to my favorite motivational speaker in the world right now too. And I'll, you know him very, very well. But we want to create things that feel like you're being spoiled, like right now in real time. And we're able to do it because of volume, because we have, the more people we have, the less I can make the trips. So a 40-person trip is not going to be as inexpensive as the 100-person trip, because we're able to spread the costs around better, and we can say to that restaurant, hey, I'm bringing in 100 people.
It reminds me of
to
wholesale.
Try your menu. Like, give me the at cost rate.
For real.
And then I'll save them some money, and then I'll be able to make myself some money. Cool. But we come in, and again, we tip the hell out of them. If their rate is 10%, they're used to getting 10%, we give them 20. If their rate is 18%, we give them 30, whatever it is, because we also want to break this narrative that people of color and the people that love us don't tip well. It's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. We overtip when we go places. But you know what that does? Next time we come back, H2O Sun Cruises in Tulum says, hey, we'll give you an additional 10% off because you've come to us 2 times now.
Right.
You know, now we get, we're down to 30% off of that boat now. So we're able to save people money and keep them included and feeling like they're, living in a lap of luxury. You know what I mean? So we do it by volume.
Footprint. Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
So where have Top Shelf Getaways has been active for how many years?
4 years.
4 years. Where have you been?
Oh man, where haven't we been? We just completed our 20th trip with you guys, which was the Colombian Music Bash experience that we were trying out this year because we wanted to start. I want to start a music festival next year. It's really what I wanted to do, but I wanted you guys to be my lab rats first and tell me if it felt good. You know?
Man, it felt great, especially when they were performing and the water from the jacuzzi was coming out on our feet. It was really nice because it was warm water on my feet, and I was jumping. Like I was in there jumping and shaking the water out the jacuzzi.
They really partied.
Everybody
out of the jacuzzi.
They literally did.
I did. I love the fact that it was warm water.
Yeah. So we had a 300 guest 2-level yacht in Colombia where I had the performances for our Top Shelf Getaways music back. All of our headliners: Jeremiah 7th Streeter, Natalie La Rose, Liko Sapova, Lawson. We had a bunch of dope people performing on this yacht, and we pretty much mosh pitted on the fucking boat to the point where the 4 jacuzzis on board. Hear what I said? The 4 jacuzzis on board were sloshing water out. So there's like hot tub water all over the floor while Jeremiah's like in the middle like,
the staff was probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's fine. We tipped them $500 after that, and they was good with it.
You know what I mean?
Like, we could fill it back up.
Right.
Look, I was definitely part of that.
We just put the water back in, okay? And I'm like, all right, cool. No issues. But it was such a good time. Where have we been? We've been to Colombia. We've been to Italy. We've been to Greece. We've been to Paris. We've been to Thailand. We've been to Antigua. We've been to Tulum. We've been to Puerto Vallarta. We've been to Medellin. We've been to Cartagena. We've been to Belize. We've been to Big Bear. We've been to Vegas. We've been everywhere. So we're just looking to try to mark up our map. If we had to draw a line to every place on there, hopefully in the next 5 years, it'll just be hard to even separate the lines. So I just want to see the world, and I want to do it with good people. You're gonna see the world in the next 2 years. In 2 years, you can be like, you can be in the news we'll have to lap that bitch. We gotta go around it again.
Seeing every country in the world.
Yeah.
What's the highlights? Where was your favorite places that you went?
Greece was a dream, and Italy. Italy changed my life. It's funny because we've done 20 trips, and I wouldn't say that the difference between trip that's number 1 and the trip that's number 20 is that far of a gap. It's like this. Because we try to stay as consistent as possible. We try to stay in a certain groove, but I have personal feelings for Italy. I've always wanted to go to Italy. I feel like I accomplished something for myself by taking one of my 2 major bucket list places out, which was Italy and Japan. I know these will be soul changers.
You taking Top Shelf Getaways to Japan?
We're going to do it next year for Cherry Blossom season.
Oh, Cherry Blossom season. That's fire.
Oh, my God.
That's
I know it smells great.
For me, I love visuals, too. So this is my opportunity to direct my own, documentaries each trip.
Cherry Blossom
we have
make
hours
me
of footage. Yeah.
They smell so good.
So I want to shoot a beautiful movie, too, at the same time. Like, this is my yearbook for my whole life.
Okay, where do I send my headshots for this movie? For the movie.
When's the audition?
I need to put my bid in right now.
We ain't paying nobody, but we'll exchange for posts.
Okay, that works. That works for me. Give me the lead role, and I'll give you some posts.
I got you. I would love to see a Top Shelf Getaway from your perspective. You're being funny, but you don't do nothing but give me ideas. I'm an ideas guy. I produce things, so I'm like, shoot, why not do a Top Shelf Getaway where we just follow y'all the whole time and you show us from your perspective. I have 3 and 4 videographers on each trip because I want them to all tell me the story from their lens, from their perspective. I don't tell them exactly what to shoot or anything like that. I'm just like, just make sure you got a shot list every day and that when great things erupt in a moment, you're there and you're paying attention and you're empathic enough to feel what's happening over here. So I know they got everybody jumping in the hot tubs going crazy.
Right.
And Jeremiah feeling revitalized in his damn career. He's hit me up 2 times about this since then. He's like, bro, I didn't know it was going to be this dope, man. We want to be involved in the next one. They want to help produce
very
it.
nice.
Tyler Yahweh wants to help produce.
Come on, Tyler Yahweh.
7.
We love him.
He's such a great dude.
He was so funny.
Goofy motherfucker.
He's
I love
so
him.
funny.
He's so damn funny.
He was like a character.
And you know, I'll be trying to be serious. I'll be trying to be in Boston mode, trying to be serious the whole time. This got me.
No,
you almost break
You know,
there's no way.
every time. Yeah, but it's good. Again, the opportunity to humanize these people. He's got millions of fans around the world. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity to humanize you. To humanize you. You know how many people on the trip were like, oh, I watch all their videos. But they're super quiet about it. You wouldn't know it. They didn't say nothing to you. They didn't even say hi. They probably didn't even say hi. They were probably pleasant, but didn't even say hi. These people are very private, but they're also they're in the know about everything too, which is important because if you get a consistent fan base that contributes every time or invests in you every time you come out with something or every time you have something to say, what you owe them in return is the same. And so this is an opportunity for those people to reach across the table and say, hey, I had dinner with Persephone every night. You and 200 people, but you did.
It's
not a lie.
In there.
I was in the elevator. She said, good morning to me. That's my friend.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, that's my friend.
Everybody. I talk to everybody that talk to me.
Patrick Cloud, I'm in his video somewhere. That's my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what it does for Patrick Cloud's brand too? And for Persephone's brand is it shores it up with people that will for sure always come back to your product. If we're talking from a product perspective, I have 17 people that come on every trip every year, a consistent 17 that are on every single one. Now, our average trip is about 52 people per trip. We're trying to bump that up to 100 now that I've partnered with Dr. Farah Gray. Which you guys have the same birthday, by the way, funny enough.
Yeah,
You're both
September 1st.
Your birth turning your age on, So
I have a really cool relationship with Dr. Farah Gray.
No way.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I love this.
I know
and
him
everybody
well.
ends up knowing each other on these trips too. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We met at this thing years
That's
ago.
crazy.
And they had already pre-connected. So, you know, it ends up being kismet. It's like, you know what? Our souls were kind of meant to be intertwined. We were meant to be on the same track in life at some point. So that's dope. I just want to expand that net to be global. And I want people, the dopest people from every city, engaging with our company in one way or another and being made to feel like, you know, they experience luxury with us not a lot, you know.
You know, you inviting us on the trip was it was so special to me. And it really opened up like a different viewpoint because I was telling him it was really nice to get to know like the other personalities and celebrities that we're gonna ultimately invite to be on the show. But it was like you know, sometimes you just invite people like, hey, would you like to be a guest on the show? And it's just that you're kind of getting to know them on the show, but actually getting to spend time
you got a warm
with
lead now.
them. It was really nice to build like a friendship with them.
Yeah.
So now when we actually get with them and bring them on the show, it's gonna be like, we dogs. Like you're my friend now at this point.
It didn't feel like networking on the trip. You know, like I hate networking events. I hate mixers. And everybody just like walks up and they're like, what do you do? Okay. And they judge you based off that. They might be like, oh, never mind. And
That's
it
why I
didn't
be saying wild
it
shit.
didn't
Like,
feel
I
like
steal
that.
cars. What kind of car you got?
Yeah. It's just weird.
Right? You know what I
It just
mean?
felt like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And then it was like
And then you find out people do fly shit.
Right.
And that's what's dope. It's like nobody leads with that because anybody here could have gone pro in something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody had max potential in multiple areas of their life. They chose to live their life the way that they want to live their life. That's the commonality. That's everybody on our trips. You know? So that's why it does feel that, you know, I don't like the N word. I don't like the networking word. But if you're not connecting with people on these trips, you're crazy.
Right.
Because everybody does something fly and you all actually really help each other along in a real way. You know, if and when the opportunities arise. So
it's a different environment for networking, which I feel like is more comfortable.
Yeah.
So we have a segment on We Trippin' when we do our recap and we talk about we call it skin tuition, and that's being Black in different places. How do you feel being Black traveling the world? Is your experience like?
Yeah. That's actually a really good question, man. It's so weird everywhere. It's so different everywhere. And you're on high alert being black and outside anywhere because you know you are a target a lot of times. And you also know that you are a target for being misjudged as well. You're a black with dreads. You're a black man with dreads and tattoos?
I'm going to hear Rasta at some point.
I get Rasta probably because him. Right. Y'all Rasta? Right. I'm like, me?
Selassie, you look like his queen.
You look like, yes.
Right? So
it's queen, darling.
Bro, I'm 6'5", 252. I wear a fitted J's and sweats everywhere I go, pretty much, just because it's comfortable and it feels like I'm wearing pajamas and it's warm. And I'm older now. I get cold all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, my body's breaking down. But, you know.
You get cold. I get hot now. I used to always get cold. Now I'm always.
Hey. So it turns into a thing where, like, you know, I'm nervous every time I'm going somewhere. You got eyes on you everywhere you go. For one reason or another. Either A, someone trying to make you feel like you don't belong in a certain space, and you just said, like, the shit's luxurious. Like, we want to be at the Waldorf. Like, we actually do. Like, and we might be there for 2 or 3 days of the trip or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
We love the Waldorf.
You know, we might just rent the pool out to do a pool party there for $20,000 or whatever it is, because we want to give them the best possible opulent experience in an opulent place. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go do Greece broke. The fuck? No, let's go on a real trip. And this is what it costs. It's $3,200. I'm giving you 8 months in advance notice. You can pay $300 a month, or you can finance your shit 36 months out.
Look,
whatever it is.
I want to roll out of my suspended hanging bed into the jacuzzi in the pool, out to the clear water, looking like I'm in a igloo.
Do, but there are people in the world that look at you and would not assume that you could even attain that.
Right.
And so we change people's minds where we go places. It's not because that's on my agenda. It's just the way we are.
Right.
You're going to look at us. You're going to judge us first. And then by the second drink in, you're going to be hanging with Patrick Cloud at the bar. And you are some 52-year-old white dude from Sarasota. And you guys will become fast friends. We are big on keeping our energy open and welcoming people in. We know we're fly to look at. We know we're big and beautiful, and you've never seen skin or hair like mine.
Right.
We know. So instead of getting mad or annoyed at the stares and the looks that we inevitably get, instead of being upset at the person who may be saying something inappropriate just because they want to strike a conversation with us, we'll turn it and we'll be like, "What's up, man? How you doing? You good?
Yeah.
Come over here, because apparently you bored. You know, I crack a lot of jokes. Apparently you bored. That's why you all up in my mouth. Come here. Come, let's have a drink. I'm Ser'Darius. Well, this is my friend Patrick. This is Steph. What are you drinking? Boom. And we diffuse situations a lot, too. And we don't exact power or revenge on people when people cross the line.
Absolutely.
We have celebs on the trip. Sometimes someone's too grabby and security didn't get there in time, and the dude is like already like 3 pictures in with the guy, and like, bro, he's tipsy. He doesn't want to take pictures right now. So we have people, you know, friends that'll come and play. Hey, listen, man, what's up? Let me see Can you see a phone real quick? 2 shots of 1942 on me. Can you just delete that real quick, man? My friend, he's kind of faded. He's like, oh shit, my bad. And then we'll be like, shit, where are you going tomorrow? Like we're gonna be at this bar tomorrow. If you want to pull up, grab you a drink or whatever. And we diffuse situations, so it gets cool.
I definitely have had to do this for this man right here. I will come in like,
it's Lenny Kravitz.
Hey,
what do you mean? You go to Thailand, you are Lenny. You go to Thailand, you are Lenny Kravitz, my friend. I go to Thailand.
I'm like, he's dead.
I went to Egypt. I went to Egypt.
Will Smith. Bro, they rub on my skin because they've never seen it before.
I went to Egypt. They called me Shakira.
That's hilarious.
Everywhere I went, Shakira. I said,
you know what it is? That's a sign of respect. They'll call me LeBron James in a minute because they'll say you look important. You look famous. They know you're not him or her. They just know you are reminiscent of someone who is very
They're
famous.
trying to connect.
And we know you're not from here either.
Right.
Wow, amazing. They'll literally rub my skin in Thailand.
That's wild.
Well, police came up to me. Can I take a picture with you? Not because I'm an actor. They have no freaking clue. I'm a large black man. They think I play basketball there or something.
They're like, I'll find out later.
I had children running up to me. I showed you the video when I was at the pyramids of Giza. And they were just running up to me, taking pictures of me. I'm like, who the fuck? do they think I am?
Queen Nefertiti reincarnated. That's what.
They be saying like you're somebody who's dead. Like, how is that? I know.
Yes.
I'm like, who do you
Malcolm
think I
X.
am?
Malcolm X.
I was
I
with
am
100
Malcolm
people
X.
in Egypt, and
I
they were
am
running up to me. I'm like, okay, I'll take the picture.
I am Malcolm X.
Ultimately, somebody came like, hey, come on, get out of here, get out of here. Like they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
But that is true. Like I went to India as well. And in India, they treated me like royalty.
Yeah. We get judged a lot of places though. We've had some really, really racist stuff happen to us. We've been dropped off on the side of the road in Italy before because they didn't know this was going to be a group of, 40 like black people. They were like nervous about it. I have no other reason but that it was that. The bus driver seemed like very clearly annoyed when we got on his bus because he said, no, it's this one. He's pointing at my sign, Top Shelf Getaway sign. I said, yes, I know, it's me. He's like, no. I had, I had a do-rag and a hat and my sweats on or whatever.
He was like,
I needed my waves popping. Hold on, relax. But like, it wasn't like, I wasn't out here looking like I'm on the prison yard. Right. He was like, no. And then I showed him the phone with the confirmation number and my company logo. He was like, oh, okay. And he opens the door and is like, come on. And he's literally like this the whole time. Dude dropped us off 45 minutes before the Amalfi Coast. I had to get literally 19 taxi cabs at $600 each to take us the rest of the way, bro. And it was $600 round trip because they were gonna come back and pick us up to go back this way. But
see, I love that you make it happen.
$3,000 to do that.
That's the thing about going on the trips is you make it happen. If and that can happen to anybody. That can happen to anybody traveling. They could be like, oh, I know service. But the fact that you took the care to say, okay, well, this is what we got to do. I hate dealing with people that revel in misery. Yeah. Where they're like, this bad happened, so the rest of the trip ends up going downhill.
We got to, the show must go on.
Focused.
That's
the kind of therapy I did. Solution focused therapy is like, let's figure out what the problem is
how I am
and
in my
where to go
relationships.
From here.
Like, okay, I did something wrong. How do I fix it? I'm sorry. How do I fix it?
Oh, you say sorry?
Absolutely, you have to.
Wow. You
have to. Come on. I won't date nobody that don't say sorry.
That part.
You're too grown for that. It can't always be my fault. That's crazy.
Right.
I know that to be a fact.
I was making a joke yesterday about a friend of mine who like literally never says sorry, but she'll make you a plate.
That is the sorry.
That's the sorry?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But she'll do whatever she gotta do with you sexually. Or what I mean, she's gonna, or she'll,
I'll take it.
I paid for dinner, didn't I? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
That's your sorry? No way.
Right.
Now, you can't just take that because it's not genuine.
A plate and six?
That is just
He's like, that's good enough for me.
Right.
I need to hear the words.
No.
I need to hear the words. I don't agree.
That's like actions.
And that's why all you got to do is give him a Gatorade and what is it? Some hot wings.
There was a meme saying.
And a Gatorade.
Gatorade and wings.
Like,
you'll get the draws.
No.
I don't disagree with that.
You got to communicate. Oh my God.
Did it come on the other end of accountability? Then no, I won't.
Right.
But I'll take the wings.
Let's talk about Colombia for a little bit, very, very briefly, because that was your most recent trip.
Yep.
What was like? What do you think were the? She was just talking about how you adapt so quickly. What was like some of the challenges, and what was some of the wins for you on that?
I'm gonna keep the challenges short because I do like to focus on positivity and the win part of it. And I was hoping you would ask me something about that. A lot of things went wrong on this trip. It cost me a lot of money as well. Notice as I said, it cost me money. I did not profit from this trip by any means, but it was because we had
This was your birthday trip.
It was also my birthday trip, but that's not the reason that it technically failed financially. But then again, it didn't. I'll explain why it didn't in a second as well. But it was because on a marketing end, I'll just keep it brief and say that the artists did not hold up their end. 90% of the artists we had breached their contracts as it pertained to marketing. And that's not to throw them under the bus because I'm going to hire all of those artists again. But it's because they work in a business that if I never heard of you before, I don't know that I can all the way trust you. And I can always all the way put my name behind something until I know that it's good. I got to kick the tires myself.
Right.
That's why Jeremiah and Seven have both called me, and Natalie LaRose has hit me up and be like, wow, I didn't know it was going to be this dope.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fully behind it
Mm-hmm.
next time you do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, gotcha.
Right. Because you got to suss them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to, I don't care if a deposit was paid. And I did pay deposits to all of them, right? Significant ones, so that they would know that I was serious as well. But I was thinking I was investing into, and again, we had agreements in place. And I'm not naming anyone specific, and I'm not letting anyone off the hook specifically either, because there were things that went wrong with each individual contract. But I was thinking I'm getting paid publicity to over 60 million fans across said artists. And if it's 60 million and I know the algorithm gives me 1% engagement, that's still 600,000 people. That's
a lot.
Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And then if 1% of them engages with the company within 1 year, I'm not saying engage, buy something, anything.
That's enough.
That's enough to justify, again, the juice is worth the squeeze then. But you got to be prepared for the fact that, okay, the artist didn't post. They didn't post it. They didn't tag it. Didn't whatever. So, and I'm mom and pop. I'm self-funded. I don't have partners, you know, or anything like that, or sponsors or anything like that. So now, but what it did give us is a proof of concept with that many people. We built trust with the artists on a very personal level. If it had been 10,000 people, I couldn't handle that all at once. There would have been no personal connection with anybody. Right. But now we have core anchored people that can go out and preach the gospel and say Top Shelf Getaways was dope. Even Jeremiah and his 17 friends, you know what I'm saying? They were like, they hung out with us like towards the last 2 days of the trip, and they were like, oh shit, if we knew it was this dope the whole time, we would have hung out with y'all the whole time.
Right.
We had no idea. As soon as they left the first night, karaoke, we had one of the best parties of the whole trip. And it was like a house party style trip that DJ Q Ward and Nick Beam were running. Everybody was sweating by the end of that party. It felt like 03, 06 again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
I was definitely sweating. I'm scared of the footage.
Where a kid can be a kid. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know. So building up the trust with the people that are helping legitimize your brand is what's really important as well. You guys have a brand here. You legitimize your brand by being real, living, breathing people every time. There's no animosity. There's no arrogance. There's no anything. You're very humble people, so it makes people connect with you more. Keep your brand humble, and it'll make people connect with you more too.
Well,
and
the beautiful
volume
thing
is the thing. Yeah.
The beautiful thing about us being on the trip is we filmed a whole We Trippin' episode too, so you will get to see the trip from our perspective.
My plan worked.
And what I do know about our
love
YouTube threadheads is that they absolutely love when we have super active trips. And this was definitely one of our most, if not the most active trip that we've been on together. So we don't be setting itineraries like that. We'll be like, let's go, and then we'll figure out what to do
I had
when
some
we're out
people
there.
saying that we didn't do enough on the trip.
Oh,
but these are people that come on a lot of Top Shelf Getaways, and sometimes we be having 5 things you can do in a day. You know, we give them too many things. But I'm like trying to let people, you know, we mid-30s and stuff. So we're trying to get people to, you know, some time to rest too. Some of the girls are like, I didn't have time to do my hair.
We missed some of those. We missed some of the morning stuff.
We did miss some of the mornings.
Well, the mornings didn't end until 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
Right.
So
we missed a little of that, but you still had stuff for the people that were up for that. You still had.
I'm the early riser, so I have the stuff in the morning is very important to me too, because that's when I meet God. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really important to have things that stimulate people's spirits and their minds and their appetites as well. We stayed at one hotel that had horrible breakfast one time, and I won't let myself live it down. Now I have to make sure I suss out the breakfast. It's got to be fresh fruits, and there's got to be, you know, people making omelets there for you and stuff like that. And I want it to feel luxurious. I can't call it Top Shelf Getaways if we don't give them the top stuff.
Bottom shelf food.
Bottom shelf food and bottom shelf conversations and stuff. That's why, like, everybody on our trips, if you do get a chance to talk to them, because there's a lot of social loners on these trips. Everybody's a loner. I mean, 75% solo travelers, you know what I'm saying, on our trips. And we try to find an opportunity to put something in their hearts and in their minds as well and make them feel inspired by the time they leave the trip too. You know what I mean? And from a real place, not just on some crackerjack wisdom like, you can do it, you can make it, just believe. You know, it's like deeper conversations about the how.
Right.
I'm a results-oriented person. Tell me how to do this thing that you did so perfectly and wonderfully, and now you're the best at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tell me how you did it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's a big element in our trips, as well as having top shelf conversations. You know, so we started our top shelf conversations. You guys were there. Saw Natasha Graziano, you know, do her thing. Had an hour-long conversation about pulling yourself up from a rut, and you know, how to manifest the love and the attraction of finance and everything, and belief in self, you know, to accomplish those things. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. We turn the fuck up, and we think fucking hard, you know, and we meditate hard, and we eat good, we drink good, you know, and we, you know, we have fun good, you know. It's going to be something that's exhilarating that happens that has to do with speed or height or something, and there's going to be something that is tantalizing to your senses, whether it be musically, you know, artistically, in terms of food and seeing something that is of that place. Comuna 13 was amazing in Colombia.
That was
it's all street art and incredible music, and
that was
street food,
amazing.
and
that was great.
The art was
right
just
in the
crazy,
and
the views, the different viewpoints.
I was not expecting that. It was breathtaking. Every time we would go up another set of stairs, I was like, damn, it looks like a painting.
Right.
Yeah.
It did.
I want to ask a quick question about that, just because I feel like when you have group vacations.
We're not doing these shots, huh?
No, let's do it.
Wait, you did it already?
I was sipping because it was
you little mother.
Oh, wow.
I've been sipping.
I thought
it's a
we
whole
never
cocktail
or anything.
It's a whole cocktail.
Poured a
We've
third
been
of
talking
a
for an
glass
hour.
of it. I need juice though. I'm not that tough.
You want more?
I need juice.
Where's
You
the
want?
ginger ale?
I poured some
There's
ginger
ginger
ale.
ale
Oh, you
in
did?
there.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought this was all tequila.
That's not one big shot. No,
No.
absolutely not.
Very
Jesus
concerned.
Christ.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Okay, now you don't have a drink. It's just me and Patrick. She drank without us, so effort.
Listen,
Nah, that's that.
listen.
Pull another one up.
I was reliving Colombia. Okay.
Hey, man.
Wait.
Oh,
Shoot. Oh, you were sipping too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what I
You
mean?
know what?
It was-
You janky
it was-
motherfucker.
It was low key, but
I thought you weren't gonna drink.
I thought we were going to do a cheers at some point. That's
Okay.
why I was waiting. My bad.
Well,
Mm.
if we're gonna do that, we have something for you.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
For me?
For you.
What?
We just love the fact that you thought of us. You thought to invite us out, and we turn up. We turn up and we
Yeah.
show our appreciation.
I appreciate that.
So we
What?
got you what we're drinking right now. We got you a bottle.
Nice.
This was kind of a staple of our Colombia trip.
Just
Yeah.
This is what we were drinking.
I feel like y'all had a bottle of this in your hand a lot.
A lot.
That
The
reminds me of
after
Colombia
party, the first night. Yeah, y'all had one of these bottles in your hand quite a bit.
now. Yeah, for
Now
real.
that I think of it.
Yes.
That's
And so we just want to thank
It's a good
you.
bottle, y'all.
Yes.
Mm.
We want to thank you for inviting us to your top shelf getaways.
Of course.
Mhm.
Are they paying you?
They are not.
Man, we ain't showing this label.
No, okay. No.
We just drinking the brown box.
We just look.
So
Look.
yes, cheers
So cheers.
to a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
So before we get out of here, I just usually when I hear about or go on trips with like a big group of people, the whole point is to go out like to a Miami and club, turn up. And one thing that I really enjoyed on the trip was it was a huge spectrum of things. Like the itinerary was like, there were seminars, we went hiking, like we there was turn ups, but you had a fashion show.
Yeah.
It was just
Paragliding.
We went what was the name of the streets with all the art and stuff?
Comuna
Comuna.
13.
Yeah,
It was
we
an
got
art
S-
history tour, yeah.
Oh man, we got escorted through that whole town and got to eat on a rooftop and oversee Medellin. There was an opportunity to go paragliding and do like wild stuff like that.
Guatape Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, good memory.
Oh,
Sheesh.
yeah. That was
So, how do you-
650 steps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course you remember that. And we made it.
We made it to the top.
We made it to the top.
I saw the
I felt
pictures.
that.
How do you put an itinerary together like that? Like, how do you know what everybody would even be interested in? Because there's so many personalities, and that's the main thing with big groups. Is like not everybody wants to do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, funny. Those are all of my personalities. because I am, I'm steak and lobster and I'm greasy po' boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all of those things. I am trap house. I'm White House.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay,
tight.
I like that.
That was dope.
See,
That's kind of
that's
bars.
why I was okay with freestyling in front of him.
That was
'cause
bars.
I'm all of those things, and so my friends are all of those things, and they've helped cultivate my tastes in all different forms of art, media, entertainment, conversation, psychology, everything. And so I think finding opportunities to fill the divots in your soul is really important, and so we do everything that runs the gamut from super duper high end luxury to you feeling like you down in the mud with the people. You know what I'm saying? And really like,
Literally, because you've done mud crawls.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
we
wow.
did we did the mud volcano in Cartagena. But I wanted opportunity for us to sort of run the gamut of everything possible that you can do in this place, that this place is known for, and a bunch of activations sort of happening around the same, or throughout the day, so people can. And you can do all of those things, or you can do none of those things. You could say, "Hey, sir, I don't want to do any of the excursions and all that stuff. I'm gonna pretty much be kicking at the hotel the whole time, but I'm gonna have dinners with y'all." And I have people do that a lot. Especially, Lamorne comes off of shooting a movie and he's exhausted, but he wants to be there with us and come down for the sushi dinner, or come down for the sunset dinner or brunch or blah blah blah. So then I morph his trip into in-suite brunches and in-suite massages and stuff like that. So we wanted to feel couture for people. We wanted to feel like the trip was made for you, and it's a trip within a trip too. That's why we know what your drink is, your drink of choice. That's why we find out if you're allergic to this, that, or the third. This is why we ask if you prefer more of an adventure type of trip or if you prefer luxury. This trip, it was kind of half and half. Half the group wanted just luxury and to chill, and half the group was outside. More than half the group.
We were outside.
They recruited people to be outside,
Right.
and they're, we have to have stuff going on until 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure that they're taken care of too.
It was nice that the locals actually join in. Like you have a specific population of locals from that country that join in on the trip. And you never really think that that's going to happen. It's kind of like, okay, we're all coming from America and we're going to go here. But no, you have from everybody from different parts of America and then different countries that come through. And then you have the locals that join in on the trip, which is just like, it just makes for a big melting pot of different ethnicities, personalities. We became close with so many people from countries we didn't even know existed.
Oh yeah.
And we were being.
I never knew where Suriname
That's
was.
exactly what I'm talking
In
about.
South America?
Never knew.
Yeah, and we ended up being each other's like videogrophers and photographers. Like we just had a whole like big
Super
group
dope.
of new people that we didn't even know existed in any part of the world. So it was beautiful.
And with that being said, creating opportunities for the creatives to have a backdrop to shoot their stuff. You had beautiful locations to shoot what you wanted to shoot, what you needed to shoot, your own personal content and stuff for all your pages and all that stuff. It's important, but we also had access to 2 music studios 24 hours a day too. So if any of the musicians like Tyler went to go and record or whatever during the trip, so you don't have to miss a beat. You can still do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So at a point, I'm going to do one that's film focused and stuff like that, where people can get together and put down some film ideas together and, have it very, film centric. This one was music centric. Well, that one is food centric with a bunch of food professionals and people in that world as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to create summits each year where it's, arts and media and stuff. I love what Complex Con did. And I'm talking to one of the owners of, that started that. I'm like, why don't we get together and create like a, top shelf con, Complex Con sort of inspired thing where people that are interested in fashion, arts, entertainment, food, blogging, etc., all of us can get together and do these international trips, 2 times a year even. We meet up one cold weather place and one hot weather place each year. You know what I'm saying? And help each other sharpen our ideas. It's a summit, a tech summit even. How does tech and arts, media, and entertainment all mix together? I want to do specialized trips where, people who love collecting sneakers can all get together for a weekend or whatever it is. I want to touch each sort of pocket of society, with it.
Okay. So I know that you are on a show right now. So can you tell us a little bit about this show and
Shout
where
outs,
we
hey.
can see it, when we can
Okay.
see it? Plug it in, plug it in.
You're funny. I am currently on Will Trent on ABC Tuesdays, 8/7 Central. I have reunited with the old showrunner from The Big Leap. With
I like that
Liz
show.
Helden.
I watched that whole
Nice.
season. By the way.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I love that show. That's my favorite show I've ever been on.
That was a good show.
Sad that it didn't work out. We were in a weird time during COVID too. We were one of the first shows to be going during COVID, so that was hard.
Man.
Hard, you know, it had so much heart and soul. But this show does too. Will Trent, and that's sort of the spirit of Liz Helden's. It's what she wrote shows like the Passage before as well, starring Mark John Gosselaar, Zach from Saved by the Bell.
Oh
shoot.
Yeah. But anyway, this show's been easy. It's been dope. When I say easy, I mean everybody shows up to work and they like the work and they enjoy the work.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it so simple for somebody like me who just loves the work and enjoys acting. I enjoy storytelling. Howie Deutsch is a showrunner over there. And he's a legend. He's been a legend in Hollywood for 50 plus years, and getting an opportunity to work with him and his wife and see the kind of set that they run, and it's just you come to work and you breathe easy, So it's been dope being on Will Trent, getting an opportunity to work with Ramon, getting an opportunity to work with Iantha, who plays my love interest on the show. She's a
period. Okay.
excellent actress. I feel stretched every time I work, and it's been good having something that you can just kind of coast and know that it's driven well by the people that drive it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Okay. So Will Trent on ABC. What time again?
Tuesdays, 8/7 Central,
8/7
and the
Central.
next day on Hulu.
Okay. Okay.
Hell
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
This is like I feel like we're like Joe Rogan. This was interesting as hell.
This is so cool.
This was
good.
interesting as hell.
Thank you.
Is there anything else? I mean, first of all, I don't know how you have the time. Like, what the hell?
Thank you.
How do you have the time to do all of this stuff? It amazes me. But
Back in 2010, I cloned myself.
No.
That explains
They
it.
clone Tyrone.
That
Yeah,
explains
man.
it. Is there anything you got coming up that you want to tell the people about? Anything you wanna promote?
Yeah, as we said, I play Luke on Will Trent, ABC Tuesdays, 8/7 Central. As I said before, I've got a show coming out this fall with Loretta Devine and Dennis Haysbert called Holidazed for Hallmark.
Okay.
We are in conversations to produce a very, very popular Hallmark movie that I did a few years ago.
With the girl when y'all was
I'm
sitting
not
on the
telling you, I can't
balcony.
say it. I can't
let him
say
I
do
was
his
it.
thing.
sorry.
Let him do his
Okay. I remember seeing that clip.
So we're talking about, reprising our roles there.
Ooh.
I'm writing some really dope projects with Christian Cesna and Chad Law. Really, really smart guys who tell really good stories in the action sci-fi genre, and just keeping my producing hat on. I've always wanted to create opportunities for people, for creatives, for actors, writers, producers, craft services. So I'm getting an opportunity to do that with some really cool people that know what they're doing. I'm a fan of mentorship. I love sitting at people's feet and learning, and so I'm learning from some really cool creatives right now, and just being a big ass kid, being a dad to my son. If you ever see a picture or video of me and my son, like it, give me encouragement. Being a dad is scary, but it's so rewarding, and it feels good to know that you're doing a good job sometimes. I'll
Nice.
honestly say it. It feels good to feel like you have a village,
That's
sometimes,
beautiful.
especially,
That's dope.
and I want to speak to it, especially being a single father and, unfortunately his mother having to be a single mother with our kid. We have to be single parents with our kid individually. It's a tough time because a lot of people are dealing with that right now. And we don't know how to sort of
Maneuver.
feel satisfied or, with what we're doing as parents, because we feel like we failed our child by not being in a relationship with that other person. But like really giving yourself the opportunity to have really good friends around them that can be mother figures, auntie figures, and uncle figures, and brother figures, and second father figures when I'm not around, or whatever it is. Really creating a dope environment for our kids to grow up. And, we're 90s kids, and so we're latchkey kids. We were home alone a lot and stuff like that. But creating a village, and giving yourself forgiveness as a single parent as well, and communicating with that other parent, and letting them know that they're doing a good job too, no matter how it is that you feel about them or whatever, giving them their flowers while they're around. It'll really help heal a lot of the hurts that we experience as kids, and sort of hopefully mitigate some of the risk, that sort of risk for our kids too, man. It's a tough thing being a parent at all, especially in the most expensive time in American history.
Right. My goodness.
For sure.
And not wanting to feel like you're coming up short providing for that kid. Everybody don't gotta buy Celine this and that for their 2-year-old and have the Mercedes-Benz truck for the kid and spend $10,000 on Christmas. Everybody can't do that. Everybody doesn't have to do that. Let's get back to focusing on our kids just having fun with each other and playing around in the neighborhood. And you be the dad once a quarter that hosts something at their house for the kids if y'all live in a cul-de-sac or some shit or on the same block. So I think it's really important to just like collectively teach each other how to be fathers and mothers and uncles and aunties and support systems. So I think it's really important, man.
Give it to him.
Great note. That was
beautiful.
expertly done.
So, ladies, you've heard his Tinder profile. If you fit the bill,
Shoot
if you feel like
Top
you
shelf
could add
DMs.
to this man.
Top shelf DMs.
Top shelf DMs.
Hit the
ladies,
contact.
slide through, okay?
Oh, no.
We got a whole full bachelor out here who's ready to mix and mingle.
I'll be ready to mix and mingle in about 30 pounds. Hold on.
If there's
I have my
anybody who
confidence.
watched this and was like, this sounds amazing, I want to be a part of the next Top Shelf Getaways, where do they go? What do they do?
Super easy. Hit us up on Instagram at Top Shelf Getaways. We're on Twitter. We are on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group as well.
You have a
we
YouTube?
Really dope. We do. We have a YouTube as well. Not as active there, but I guess it should be. And we have our Top Shelf Getaways WhatsApp group chat. And WhatsApp is a really, really dope spot where you get to meet all 375 of our Travel Club members, get an opportunity to talk to everybody, see what vibe everybody's on, break the ice. And that's been sort of the best part of doing Top Shelf Getaways is some people will be in our group chat for a year before they decide that they want to go on a trip with us for sure. Because they got to suss people out, see, make sure people ain't weird and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So it's been cool seeing people become friends through memes and funny jokes in a group chat. And it's people's break from the monotony of their day sometimes, or a place for people to announce something great happened in their life. And they got a Travel Club family that may have never met them. These two girls are 17 trips apart, never been on the same trip once, but they're really good friends in our group chat. You know what I'm saying? So it's been cool creating an opportunity to break the ice. And those are kind of IPs that people buy later too, from a business standpoint. Is I created a group of 375 world travelers that'll hopefully be 1,000 by next year as we continue to grow and build, but where I'm connecting people who have a similar interest. This is a big-ass club.
I like to troll the group.
It's creating a culture. For real. Like making a whole culture around it. And that's what a lot of businesses lack, for sure.
Yeah.
It is. And it's a nice way to get footage, too.
It is.
For
Because
real.
there's so many people that have
share.
taken pictures throughout the trip and you didn't even realize you was in that picture somewhere. And it's like, damn, it's one of them pictures you're going to look at in like 12 years and be like, damn, man.
I showed you a couple
was
where
young
we
and
were
handsome.
standing to the side of somebody else's picture. I was like, hey, look at this.
Yeah. It's
So
dope.
it really is community in that group chat. So you get so much information. It even came down to when we flew in, I was in the group chat like, hey, who's in the airport right now? Do you want to ride together? So it comes down to, I always go back to safety and security. It's like, hey, you guys want to come with us? We know, like in the group chat, like, okay, I never met you before, but I know you've been in the group chat. I seen your picture. So I know who you are. Like, let's link as soon as we get in. So, you know,
it was 8 people that connected in the Panama airport on a 4-hour layover. They all chose the same flight track.
That's crazy.
Somehow they weren't assigned this, and we don't do flights. We don't do flights.
You don't do flights. We stopped in Costa Rica before we came.
However you can.
But we had some people. Well, we make suggestions on the best routes to go, and especially when we're months out, we let them know, hey, look, this is the price. We have a price alert right now through this airline or whatever, today's the best day to buy the tickets, just so you know. And the next week or two is going to be some of the best time to buy the ticket. We have the alert set up. So we'll tell the chat, hey, everybody go buy your ticket right now. It's 6:08. By the time some of the people buy it a month before the trip, it's 9:08 now or whatever it is. But we try to look out. I don't mess with flights because everybody has their own specified way of traveling and stuff like that. And I don't want to get in on that. And now we're enemies because you didn't get the extra legroom seat or whatever. I'm not doing that.
I need the legroom, okay? We would be enemies if you ain't giving me the legroom, okay?
So 8 people met up in Panama.
There you go.
On the way. And they were travel buddies the entire time. They were hanging out at the bar in the airport in Panama. And they rode in on our private transpo together and the Sprinters and in the cars that they had out there waiting for them and stuff like that. And they were friends the whole trip. It was like Berlin, it was G-Mon, it was Shonda, it was Kenji, it was what's his name, the videographer guy for Jeremiah. It was a bunch of it was Seven. It was Jesus Christ.
Natalie LaRose.
Yeah, all of them. Natalie, Giorgio. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people connected with each other and just stayed with each other through the trip. So that was pretty dope. Yeah.
Beautiful time.
That's basically making culture around it. Ser'Darius Blain, founder of Top Shelf Getaways. Make sure you guys check it out. If you like what you heard, join them on a trip. We just went to one. As you can see, we had a whole lot of fun. We appreciate you for coming through, stopping, and giving us your wisdom,
of course,
and all of this amazing information. This has been Thick Threads. I'm Patrick Cloud,
and I'm Persephone,
and we'll see you guys next week. Later, guys.
Bye.